around in my car.
I wanna be a singer and a rock and roll star.
I wanna be a doctor, that'd be cool.
I wanna be in TV like Steve Poole.
When I grow up, I wanna have some fun. Work real hard and get my job done. Take a look around the world and see just what I wanna be. I wanna be an engineer and drive a train.
I wanna be a scientist and use my brain.
I wanna drive a truck on the open road, wheels rolling to deliver my load.
I wanna be a farmer and milk a cow, grow some crops and ride my plow.
I wanna play baseball 'cause I love to pitch.
I just know I wanna be rich.
When I grow up, I wanna have some fun. Work real hard and get my job done. Take a look around the world and see just what I wanna be. I wanna drive a cat and work in the dirt.
I wanna be a nurse and help folks that are hurt.
I wanna be a pilot high in the sky in a jet plane I'm gonna fly. I wanna be an astronaut and fly to Mars.
I wanna be an astronomer and study the stars.
I wanna fix cars when they get a dent.
Heck, I wanna be the president.
When I grow up, I wanna have some fun. Work real hard and get my job done. Take a look around the world and see just what I wanna be. When I grow up, I wanna have some fun. Work real hard and get my job done. Take a look around the world and see just what I wanna be. Just what I wanna be.
Hi, I'm Steve Poole. Have you ever seen one of these? It's a hard hat worn by a heavy equipment operator. Now, if you've ever thought about driving a bulldozer or a backhoe when you grow up, hey, you've come to the right place. We've got a lot of kids here who are interested in the same thing. Say hi, kids. Hi! All right, let's get things underway. The first thing you have to do if you want to be a heavy equipment operator is you have to watch this.
Without them, our world would be a lot different. It would be a lot harder to put up buildings or pave roads, erect a bridge. Any kind of construction is made easier today because we have heavy equipment.
Bulldozers like that one are especially powerful. Do you know the blade on the front of that can move 17 tons of dirt at one time?
It looks like a lot of fun, but also a little dangerous. And you know what? It can be both. A lot of heavy equipment operators like Chris got interested when they were just kids.
When I was about 13 years old, the construction crew next door to me, I was watching a guy run around on one of these, and I seen that and I said, wow, that looked like fun. And I kept pestering the guy for a job, and pretty soon he let me start pulling weeds around the offices. And then I started after that greasing machinery and worked my way up to operating them on the summer times as I went to school, and now I just made a career out of it.
Oh yeah. Now, I used to sit My dad was an operator too, and I used to sit in between the levers of the machine, and he'd pull them back and forth. He'd let me play with one or two, and just start out from there, and I just natural at it, I guess.
As you can guess, it is exciting, but there's a lot more to doing this job than you might think.
Every day is a new experience on one of these. You never quit learning, you know, it's just, it's a blast, it really is. You know, at the end of the day it gets a little old, but in the morning when you fire it up and listen to that old motor rumble, and it's still fun. You know, I'll be probably doing this for the rest of my life. I really enjoy it.
How do these things work?
Hey, that's a good question. How does this stuff work? Tell you what, let's go to a job site and find out.
We asked Chris to give us a tour of his dozer to explain how it works. Pay close attention, it's not like driving a car.
What is this?
Here we got a track, and these tracks are all the way around, and this is your drive, and this drives the track, and this is for traction. We use this for traction.
Well,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a tank.
Exactly. This is a new feature with this sprocket up here in the air. Back in the old days, they just ran them. This used to be the sprocket down there, but now they have it up here, which keeps us out of the mud and the dirt, makes it wear a lot longer. It gives you more power to the ground. It makes it move a lot easier on the dirt. Okay, well here we got the blade, and this is what we use to push dirt with. And as it goes down, it picks up more dirt, and the machine is able to push probably 16 to 17 tons of dirt at one time.
Now, how much will this push?
Oh, this will push at least 15 tons of dirt. This is a D8. You can dump 3 dump trucks in front of it, and it'll blow right through. That's 36 yards of dirt. It'll go right through 3 dump truck loads of dirt. Well, here's the power plant right here. This is what moves all the dirt that you want.
What is that?
This is an 871 Caterpillar motor.
And it is diesel? Is it gas?
It's a diesel motor.
And how much power is in
This is turbocharged, and the horsepower rating on this, I'm not really sure. It's probably pretty close to over 1,000 horse. Okay, well here we got the key switch. I just turned it on. And before you start any of the machines, you always test it after you check the oil and the water. It's always the first thing we do. Without the 3 oils, water and oil and fuel, this machine will not operate. So we check those. Now you just hit this test switch here, and that tells you the water, the oil, and the electricity switch is on. So everything's okay. So we look at the gauges and stuff, we turn the key, and that starts the machine. But here's the decelerator I was telling you about. Instead of having like a car where you push down on the throttle, this one you just take your foot off and the machine runs wide open, and then you want to slow her down, you push back on it, and that shuts her right down. Diesels aren't like car motors that are made to accelerate and decelerate. A diesel performs the best wide open, and that's the way we're supposed to run them.
So how do you steer these things?
Oh yeah, pull it back and the machine turns to the right. And you push it forward and the machine turns to the left. Now, as I was telling you a while ago, if you lift up forward, that makes it go forward. And you turn this thing in reverse, as you can hear the backup alarm, we're going in reverse. And now we're back to neutral. Here's the shifter, like in your car. We got neutral, there's first, there's second, and boy, this is warp speed third. And I'll tell you, this thing moves in 3rd gear. And if you don't run fast enough, we'll just run you right over. Over here, we got the blade that moves us up and down. Push down, we'll be digging dirt. We pull up, and we'll be taking dirt out of the blade. This is what we use to rip the dirt up that we can't normally push with the blade. So we push that down, and it just tears the ground right up, just hurdles dirt up, and we just rip the ground, and then we can come back and push it. It makes it a lot easier to get the dirt. When people get in our way, we just give them one of these, and they jump out of the way, and we won't run them over.
Once Chris gets the dozer running, it's time to go move some dirt.
Okay, hang on, here we go. We're gonna put it right into second gear. We're gonna go plow right into this dirt. Keep a hold of that bar. That's what we're gonna climb there. Oh, they got a little road up here for us. Now this is the fun part of work, right here, climbing these hills. Take it home. Well, these things are very easy to tip over. You can get caught on a slope and they'll roll over. And you could run over somebody real easy if you don't keep your eyes peeled and watch where you're driving at. And all knocking over trees, you have to be very careful to knocking over trees because if you hit them too hard, they'll break up on way up in the tree and come down and come right down through the top of the cat.
Dozers are used to push the dirt around, leveling the ground so that it fits the plans needed for whatever they're going to build. Then you have things like track hose.
The track hoe? Yeah, we use that normally for loading the material on the dump trucks that haul it to where the dozers can't push.
Track hose can go just about anywhere to get debris and dirt so that it can be removed from the worksite. There are also compactors which smooth the dirt and pack it down.
The roller, what it does is it has a big vibrating drum on the front of it. And there's a counter shaft in there that's offset that is driven by hydraulics. And it just dumps inside of that big drum and just shakes the ground down. It just settles it, just compacts it down.
All the rigs have big diesel engines with up to 1,000 horsepower. They can move tons of dirt with hardly any effort.
They're not real fast. It's just that there's so much bulk there. Things weigh 150,000 pounds, some of the machines do. It's like a locomotive, you know. There's so much power there that that's the fun part. The bigger the machine, you don't taking stumps out or something like that, you can just rip them out of the ground.
Now I think we're learning something. All right, who's next?
What's it like to operate heavy equipment?
Bill was kind enough to let me operate his track hoe. First, I got a short lesson.
This control here lifts your bucket, lifts your boom up and swings. This one here is your bucket curl, and this works the crowd. If you want to, Steve, come up here on the catwalk and I'll show you how it works when we go down there. Kind of high up there. Now these are your travel. This one here travels forward. But right now we're backwards. I swing around. And this one here is reverse. Which, if I press this down now, we'll go that way because that's reverse. And this locks in your track. If I press it this way, it'll lock this track so that I can turn the tracks. This way here, the opposite. Locks up the other track. And then this here, that's your safety, neutral. If this is down, nothing will work. You pull this up like this, open up the throttle. Okay.
Okay, what do I do here?
First of all, jump into the seat. Now this is your throttle over here.
This one right here?
That one, you pull it back to you. Okay.
Okay.
That's your neutral. Okay. Just put your hand on these.
Okay.
That'll lift up your boom. And if you pull it towards you, it'll curl the bucket. This, go forward, pushes your crowd out.
Okay.
If you go this way, this will swing you.
Whoa!
And you want to stop, you just back to neutral.
Whoa! Okay, now how do I pull the bottom of the bucket back there?
First of all, take your feet, put them on the rest there so you're not using the travel.
Okay.
Turn your throttle up a little bit so you get some power. Okay.
All right.
Lift that one up, pull it back to you. Okay. Shove this one forward.
All right. Then down.
Down. There you go.
Oh, okay.
This one here is your... You just work your wrist like that.
Oh, I got you.
You just basically, these controls operate in a circle.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Whoa!
you're getting the idea now.
Then he turned me loose. Oh boy.
I'll let you break up the rest of this pile today, and I'll take go home. You could run this with your fingertips.
Oh, really? You don't really have to?
You don't have to. It's all fingertip control. Boom.
How am I doing?
Doing pretty good. Let's take and travel forward now. That's your right foot. Your right foot. Let's travel forward up through your pile.
Well, as you can see, it's not as easy as it looks. Heavy equipment operators have a lot of skill.
You just got to practice. You just got to learn it and watch people and learn from the older people and people that know what they're doing. You watch, you take little hints from those guys, and you get on the machine, and somebody will come and say, no, you shouldn't do that. You should go over here and push the dirt over here and there. And you get stuck in the mud, and you learn from your mistakes. It's just trial and error, a lot of it.
Do you have to go to school to learn how to use heavy equipment?
This is a job site. When you're around here, you really have to pay attention because there's a lot of heavy equipment here. Things like this compactor. It weighs 30 tons. And while it looks like it might be kind of simple to operate, well, it's a lot more complicated than you might think.
Some operators do learn by going to schools, but many learn on the job, getting tips from the old-timers. It does take a lot of knowledge. You see, it looks like just a whole lot of dirt is being shoved around, but the whole thing actually begins with a plan. Soon they're going to put a building on this site, and the heavy equipment is here to get the ground ready for the construction.
Well, there's a master plan. You know, the engineers have engineered where to cut and where to put the building, where to put the parking lots so that the underground can come in, the water pipes and all that stuff. It's all been engineered, and what they do, they'll give you a bunch of stakes, and we read the stakes like the grade stakes over there. They kind of tell you what to do, where to cut, what to do. And we're standing on about a 2-foot cut here. Well, this dirt here, we've got to load it up in the truck and haul it around the corner and dump it over there and make in a fill. Well, the first thing we do, we clear it with the machine like this. And the logger comes in and cuts the trees. They take the stumps out of the ground. We've got big grinders now. They put them in like a big garbage disposal. It grinds them all up into chips. They haul the chips off, and then we came in and cut the topsoil off, put that in piles for future use. And then we get down to the good compactable dirt that you can use from the cut to fill. Well, this is the cut, and the fill's down over the bank there. Well, normally the building goes up first. We dig the footings, and then the building goes up. Utilities come in while the building's going up. And once you get all like the fire hydrants got to be in all the islands and all that. And the sewers got to go in, the electrical, the power, and the gas and phone and all that stuff. And after that comes in, then we come back and regrade the job. And then paving contractor comes in and puts the asphalt down.
But before any construction can take place, the heavy equipment operators have to do their work. And as John says, it's a labor of love. And in some ways, just like being a kid for your whole life.
Life is one big sandbox. It is. It's just, everything's different. I mean, every sandbox is a little different than the next one. It's just, I guess I've never grown up. I'm still in it.